today we're skating on USD Aeons. My initial idea was to try these skates with the dead wheels, 92, 95A. Unfortunately, they haven't arrived, and most probably this is the last sunny day. And it's hard to film, but the light looks so good, so I'll try to keep my face straight as long as possible. So I will be trying to skate on the FAMUS wheels, which is only 88A. Meaning if my wheels catch the ledge, they will definitely bite. They will not slide on it, as the wheels are pretty soft. Alright, so what I have learned in my last video, skating on the Caltic stealth frames, is that I never land like this on the ledge, because that would be pretty hard to keep the grind going for a long time. So actually you land more like this on the ledge. And I already can tell you that the groove of Aeons looks so much better. I'm talking specifically about this little ledge, which is the wheel bite protection here. So what happens is, when I land on the front side, I will land most probably like that. Meaning that even if I land very much on top of the ledge, my wheels shouldn't touch too much. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, we will see. But there is a chance that I will be sliding more on the frame than on the wheels. When I land my sole grinds, my foot will be positioned more like this, which is definitely sliding. So I'm kind of excited. I want to see how this groove works, and the construction sounds are just amazing. So from the rolling perspective, Aeons feel really nice. Not as nimble as the wish frames, which are rockered, but as a flat frame, yeah, it feels like the flat frame should feel. I like that the frame is a little bit longer than the Caltic Stealth. The only problem here, rolling on Aeons with the FAMUS wheels, are these tiles, because they tend to catch your wheels and they tend to cut the FAMUS wheels. So if you see this huge gap here, that's exactly what happens in this spot. So this spot is not very friendly for the FAMUS wheels, but other than that, I like how they turn, I like how they roll, I like what can I do on them. So yeah, let's go for the front sides. And if I just pause here for a second, you will see how well actually the wheel bite protection is working. I didn't have any wheel bite problems doing sole grinds. I have never done acid on this ledge. One thing to mention about these ledges is that unlike the one you're seeing now in the picture, majority of them have concrete a little bit higher than the aluminum frame. So the tip of your sole plate slides off from the concrete on the aluminum, and from the aluminum it slips down, as you could see in my sole grind images. That kind of scares me off doing acids on a taller ledge, but I still gave it a try. I landed couple short acids. That makes me believe I can do them. But I don't want to lose all of my energy before I try the royals. So I'll just try the royals. I see how the royals go. And then we'll try to look around for another ledge where I could give those acids and salt grinds a little bit more practice. Okay, I can do it. That was sick. Curious to see what's in that GoPro, just to see if it's just the wheel sliding on top so well and not biting, or is it actually the frame that offers such a good wheel bite protection, or is it just a good day that I'm having, because you know, sols and acids, that's one topic, but royals on this ledge, I just had the best royals I have ever landed in any of my skating sessions, period.
Right, let's just take this example and go frame by frame. As you can see here, I'm sliding pretty much on the frame and most probably on my sole plate, just this part. And my wheel is up in the air, while my body distribution is very much forwards on top of the ledge. So you can see that my groove, I'm hitting the back of the groove, not the middle. So I'm pretty much sitting on the ledge with the flat setup and the wheels are not touching. I have measured these wheels are now 58mm. It gets pretty close, but I think not close enough to catch. And in the footage right here, I actually have a moment where the wheel catches. So what you can see here that I am basically not even, I'm almost not on the groove. I'm almost doing a cess slide on the edge of the ledge right now. You can see that my entire body weight is on the ledge. And just watch this moment where there is not enough of wax. So right here you can see that the wax ends here, and then the wheel is catching and lifting my skate up. But at the same time you can also see at that moment I am, as I said, almost doing a cess slide and not being even on the groove. So no big surprises here, especially with 88A wheels. While I was having fun doing those royals, I had to do those acids. It's still dark outside just because it's a very early morning and I need to do those acids on a better ledge. Okay, so these ramps are definitely not rideable. They are full of water. The concrete is wet also here, but we are the most interested in the area right here.
I don't know guys how it looks in the video for you, but for me, out of all these 3 frames that I tried, my first impressions with Aeons are the best. Most probably, Wish frames are giving the same amount of wheel bite protection as the Aeons, but it's harder to do royals. And Caltech Stealth is overall short frame for me. The groove is too deep and I'm getting wheel bite everywhere. I would take it out of consideration.
Looking at the GoPro image, I just realized that the shallow groove on the flat frames is actually working better than the deep groove like on Caltech Stealth. It lifts up the wheels and you are not getting the wheel bite. Quite the opposite from the Caltech Stealth. That was a little bit unexpected for me. I thought that I will be struggling with Aeons more than I was struggling with Caltech Stealth. But all in all, I had a fantastic session, and at the end of the session I just jumped in to the indoor skate park for a quick run around.
First try! I had a blast riding USD Aeons, both indoors, outdoors, on the rails and on the ledges. Not only this groove offers a good wheel bite protection, but also this one-piece boot and frame design. It makes sure that these skates are very light and very responsive. Now when I started with this experiment of riding flat, I thought that I will most probably just stay with the Wish frames because of how the frame is built and how big is the groove and what a nice wheel bite protection does it offer. And most probably I will just use anti-rocker for skating ledges or for doing royals and groove tricks. So I kept USD Aeons for the last episode because I wanted to get these dead wheels and they haven't arrived yet still. But nevertheless, even with FAMUS wheels, I didn't get that much of a wheel bite. And we will take a look on an example on the ledge in a second. I also was not trusting this shallow groove. I thought that it won't work that well. And I was actually quite surprised. It's not only that these skates are light and very responsive, but they also offer a pretty good wheel bite protection. I bought these frames because I thought that the more material you have here, the closer it gets to the wheel. Because I was thinking that you're grinding like this. So if you grind at a 45-degree angle and your boot is perfectly straight this way, it's actually true. I think then, you have a decent amount of wheel bite protection on these frames. But if you land like this on the ledge, you can't stay on your grinds for any longer. So what you will do, most probably, you will shift your weight a little bit forwards. And you can see that then the groove is simply not working on the ledges anymore. And you never actually utilize this area. So what actually happens when I do front sides, I land like this. And on the front side, I have perfect wheel bite protection, there is no problem whatsoever. But on the sole grind, I land somewhere like that. And this is where the wheel is just constantly catching. I can't do anything. Overall, I don't feel stable on this groove with the Caltech Stealth. It moves all over the place. And that was actually my biggest disappointment. I was expecting that these frames will perform much better on the ledges. It's not impossible to ride them, but I find it was the hardest frame to skate flat while grinding ledges. Now if we take Wish frame, problematic was, okay, so if you land like this, you see they are not providing this wheel bite protection as the Caltech Stealth. Of course, if you land at 45-degree angle, then then it's a little bit just hard to stay in the groove or find that location of the groove because it's very, very wide. When I do the sole grind,
when I look at it now, I think I was just lucky not to get too much wheel bite, because the groove is large and if you position more on the ledge, this part is not actually sliding and you can just be sliding on your wheel. Unless you point your heel more downwards, you will actually be catching with wish frames. Now if we look from the other side, when I position more on the middle of the groove, being my heel being a little bit more down, then you can see that actually the frame is sliding instead of rolling on the wheel. So it's a decent wheel bite protection, but not perfect by any means.
So if we would do a backside, you can see that that's how wheel bite protection works. It offers you a decent one. Now when I do royals, the problem with the wish frame is that you need to go so low because this H block is so tall. But when you get so low, despite of where you position yourself, it actually offers a really, really good wheel bite protection. And this is my learning number 2. The shallower you lean on the boot, so if the frame like the Celtic Stealth allow you to do royal like this on a very shallow angle, then it's actually much easier to catch the wheel, especially if you position your weight on the ledge. Now, if you lean your skate like this and you rest it on the, it doesn't matter basically, you can do slide like this on the ledge. So wish frames are offering good wheel bite protection on royals and groove tricks, but it's very hard to do those royals. On the front side, no problem again, we land like this and we just slide on that frame. And the biggest surprise was USD Aeons, because this groove is so shallow compared to the Celtic Stealth. It's not as huge as an USD 7s, but at the same time I think it kind of combines both benefits. So it's easier to find your place on the groove when you grind, and it also has this ledge here, this like a even bump that offers you all the wheel bite protection that you need. So again, if I land on the front side, I can basically, whichever way I rotate my skate, it offers a really decent wheel bite protection, let alone, yeah, 45 degree of course. But even if I land like this and I just need to tip my skate a little bit and it already slides. When I land, when I do sole grinds, I land like this, and again, wheel can touch, but it's not biting that much because it slides also on the frame and on the wheel. Even if I position it like this, I can still grind it. When I do royals, the angle is in between of both skates, so when I'm boot down and most probably tipped forwards, there is basically no way that the wheel can touch. I can sit like this as a similar to the wish frames. So if I get completely on the top of the ledge, this is where the wheel starts touching the ledge a little bit. But if I'm just a little bit keeping my weight back, sitting on the groove, then it's no problem whatsoever. So kind of this the only problem is that maybe you can put your weight too much forward and start sliding on top of the ledge. It's easy to jump out of the shallower groove, but this is easily fixable. And how to fix it is I need to go on the ledge that has a concrete or angled iron and do more grinds. Then I will wear the frame enough and I will wear the sole plate enough so that they have this groove on which I can do royals. And similar with acids, if I, how do I, okay. So this is how I land acids. And so on the Celtic Stealth frames, I really need to tip my foot like this to be able to do acid. And here I can stay way on top of the ledge without getting a major wheel bite. So all in all, these were my learnings on these 3 flat frames. So I guess I will stick with these for a while. Now let's just end this long video and I hope to see you in the next one.